What's up, YouTube? Okay, in this video, you guys, welcome back to my channel, by the way. I'm going to go in depth about what kind of supplements I'm taking. You guys asked me a bunch of questions on my story a couple days ago. I'm going to answer all those for you. So without further ado, we're in my kitchen, and this is my supplement cabinet. The biggest question that I feel like I get asked most often, is probably because you guys see me doing it, is can you mix different pre-workouts? I would not mix two different pre-workouts. However, you can mix other things with pre-workout. For example, my favorite pre-workout right now is Evogen's EVP Extreme. It tastes amazing, gives me a killer pump, great focus, and so much energy. I have amazing workouts when I take this pre. So I really love this one. However, you guys also know that I do have a lot of anxiety, and on some days I like to stay away from anything that contains beta-alanine and niacin. These are the chemicals within pre-workouts, most pre-workouts, that are going to give you that kind of jittery, itchy, tingly feeling that can mimic an oncoming panic attack. So whenever I want to stay away from those products, I have another pre-workout that I like to take instead, and that is going to be this Prolific from PE Science. It is a stimulant-free pre-workout, so it really just gives me like a nice focus and none of that extra jitteriness. But the downside with that is that it also doesn't give me a ton of energy. I really just feel more like maybe I have like tunnel vision, but that's what I like to use whenever my anxiety is a little bit worse, or towards the end of the day when I don't want to be up all night because I took pre-workout in the afternoon. So I would not mix these two together. I would not mix two pre-workouts together. But I do mix my pre-workout with a couple of things. For one, we have Alphamine and High Volume. These are both PE Science products. I really like PE Science. I use a lot of their different products. High Volume is going to give me a nice pump, get that blood really flowing throughout the muscles throughout my workout. And Alphamine is a thermogenic igniter kind of powder. It helps me sweat a lot because I don't really naturally sweat on my own. So this helps me burn a little bit of extra fat throughout my workout and feel like I got a better workout because it's helping me sweat. I will tell you guys too, none of these products are necessary. The three main things that I recommend getting are a good pre-workout, a BCAA, and a protein powder, and I'll go into depth in that in a minute. But some other stuff I like, this is CLA and L-carnitine. It is a blend. I also have carnitine in liquid form from One Up Nutrition, and what these are is a non-stimulant fat burning aid. So CLA and L-carnitine are both products that are not a thermogenic, however they do help metabolize fat throughout the body. So this is going to give you that little extra something, a little bit of boost, a little bit of help when you're trying to lose fat. The best time to take any sort of products like this is first thing in the morning. They'll help you kind of burn that fat throughout the day. I like to train fasted when I'm trying to burn fat. It is kind of a controversial topic, but I found that it's highly effective for myself. So the best thing for me, and what I recommend for all of you guys to do, is to try out taking these kind of supplements first thing in the morning and going and doing like 30 minutes of cardio or doing your lift session first thing in the morning before you eat anything. That's when these kind of products are going to be their most effective. Let's see what else I got here. So the three things I said that you guys should really get: pre-workout, BCAA, and protein. These are, again, not essential. However, a BCAA is going to do a couple things for you. For one, this is Alani Nu's BCAA. Let's see if I can get it to focus because it's kind of white. Their sour peach ring is delicious. A BCAA is going to help you protect that lean muscle mass that you're building, because sometimes your body will metabolize a little bit in order to get energy, especially if you're training fasted. So if you do train fasted, I really recommend having that BCAA in your system to help protect that lean muscle from being used as energy. BCAAs also help with recovery, and the biggest thing is that you cannot get every amino acid that you need by your own body. Like makes no sense. Your body cannot create all the essential amino acids. Some of them need to be found in food. However, unless you're like pro dieter of the year, you probably are not getting everything that you need in the foods that you eat. So getting a BCAA supplement will help you make sure that you're getting all those essential amino acids. Here is another BCAA that I like to use. This one is really great for fasted. It's from PPI, and it actually has some, I believe, like caffeine and a couple different things. It's got some L-citrulline in it to help specifically with getting those BCAAs that you need when you're training fasted, and also help protecting that lean muscle mass while helping you burn a little bit of fat as well. Ugh. Okay, so I know we talked a little bit about alphamine. This is liposide IR. It is from Evogen, and this is a little bit more expensive. However, the reason why I have paid the extra money for this one, while they're both phenomenal products, liposide IR also has a appetite suppressant in it. So if you take this first thing in the morning, do a little bit of cardio, you'll tend to find throughout the day that you're not as apt to, I don't know, cheat on your meal or eat a bunch, or maybe go off your diet. So if you're somebody that's really starting to begin into getting into your new lifestyle of fitness, and you have a really hard time with like binge eating or just eating too much, if you're a stress eater, something like this is really great to start out your morning with to help you control those cravings throughout your day. I get asked a lot, what's your favorite protein? My favorite protein powder is from One Up Nutrition. It is their coconut ice cream, and I like it because, well, it's delicious, it blends really well, and I find that, like, so I don't even like coconut. Yawn. I don't like coconut. However, I love this coconut ice cream. It tastes a lot, I don't know, it tastes delicious. I don't really know how to describe the taste other than to say it tastes like coconut ice cream. But the consistency wise, it kind of reminds me of like almond milk or something, kind of smooth and light. Super duper yummy. It's really great to have a protein powder. Remember those three that I said are really great to have on hand, because getting enough protein in your diet can be extremely difficult. So having a scoop or two of protein powder makes it easier to hit those extra 25 to 50 grams of protein to build that lean muscle that you want to go for. If you're really trying to add mass, protein is really great to have, and I do recommend having some sort of a whey and then also a casein protein. The difference is that casein is going to be a little bit broken down. It's going to be slower to be broken down within the body than a whey protein is. So when I was really back trying to put on muscle mass when I was really tiny, I would do like a whey protein during the day or in the morning. And then before I went to sleep at night, I would take that casein protein so that I made sure I had something in my system that was being slowly broken down as I slept. So that's a really good one. If you are somebody like me that has a sensitive tummy, sometimes having a vegan protein on hand is nice. They never taste as good as a whey protein. It's just one of the downsides. But when you can blend it with a bunch of other stuff, it tends to make it a little bit better. This one is actually fairly decent. It is I believe it's a pea protein. The taste is okay. It's the texture, I think, that's kind of weird. But you just, put it in a smoothie or whatever. But anybody that has digestive issues, I have a lot of digestive issues. Something like this is a little bit easier for your body to digest and absorb. So I do recommend something like that. The other thing too, you guys, that I really want to talk about is this Detox Organics. And this is an amazing company started by Michael Morelli. And this has everything in it you need, like all the vitamins and nutrients that you're probably not getting in your diet. It also helps a lot with digestion and keeping me regular, I find, because I'll have a lot of like good days, but then maybe that cheat meal, you have a lot of dairy or something that your body just doesn't really like, a lot of chemicals or preservatives. This is going to help protect your stomach lining, get everything digested, and make sure that you're not getting super bloated, nothing's getting backed up. It just sounds super classy, but I really, really like this product. I posted a little bit about it before, but you guys that have been following me for a while know that I actually do have IBS, which essentially just means that my digestive system sucks. So I deal with a lot of bloating and irregularities, and having something like this on hand I found is extremely effective, more so than some of like the probiotics or digestive enzymes, because this also has all those nutrients that some of those other supplements are not going to give you, that you're missing out on in your diet. I know somebody asked me a question about joint support, so I want to show you. This is glucosamine. It is a little bit more effective than just taking like a fish or a krill oil for your joints. So if you want to get that extra joint support, especially if you already have joint issues. What's the word I'm looking for? Preferably if you haven't started having any sort of joint issues already, glucosamine is something really great to have and to put into your normal routine to protect those joints and make sure that everything stays functioning correctly, because there is nothing. As I was saying before I ran out of memory, having glucosamine on hand is, again, before you start getting all those issues. I think shoulders are probably the most easily disrupted, injured part of the body. Something like this is really great to have within your routine. So I'm going to go through and make sure that I answered all of your questions. Specific joints, fat burners. So my favorite fat burner right now is by Alani Nu, and that is because I have not found that it has any of the normal side effects such as nausea, headaches, or really feeling feverish. When it comes to fat burners, you really get what you pay for, so don't go cheap on these. And you also really don't need them unless you're getting ready for a show or you're getting ready to get on, do a photo shoot or something like that, because the fat burners are really gonna help you with that just last little bit of fat. And you guys, this stuff is so totally unnecessary. I have it on hand because every now and then I like it as just a little bit of extra something if I've had a really bad day before, but none of these products I'm showing you guys now are absolutely necessary. However, they can help you a little bit. So fat burners, another one that I do recommend is Norcodream by PE Science. I don't have it on hand right now. I do really like it. I think it's a little bit more expensive than Alani Nu's, but I also noticed that it does tend to make me like really hot and feeling feverish sometimes. So that's the downside with that product. Ingredients to stay 100% clear from. I don't think there are really any ingredients to stay 100% clear from. Like I said, with having anxiety or PTSD, sometimes you do tend to avoid the beta-alanine or niacin. Other than that though, there's nothing I would really like 100% say, don't touch this supplement. How do you put supplements and protein shakes into your diet without gaining weight? None of the products that I've shown you guys here are going to make you gain weight in any way. In fact, most of them I think were kind of fat burners or like fat burning aids. And the protein powder and everything like that really isn't going to run you a risk of getting super overweight. If you are worried about your protein giving you if you're worried about your protein powder making you gain too much weight, just look at the calorie intake. Something like that vegan protein is like, I think 90 calories a serving versus, like Synthesix is it's got a little bit higher calories. Also really great protein, Synthesix, if you do want to put on muscle mass because it has added calories. But none of this stuff is really going to help you or hinder you with gaining weight. Pre-workout stack and post-workout stack. So I think I kind of covered what I like to do pre-workout. I usually have some sort of high volume to help pump, something to help me sweat because I don't really naturally sweat, and something to help me burn fat aside from an actual fat burner. These are also really great, you guys, if thermogenic is just too potent for you. So that's why I take pre-workout. Post-workout is, I usually just do a scoop or two of some sort of protein powder, and then intra-workout, that's when I like to drink my BCAAs, and intra means just during my workout. What kind of supplement do you take for recovery? BCAAs. Another great supplement for recovery is glutamine. Personally, I just never found it super effective enough that I really wanted to fork out the money to continue paying for it, but definitely a BCAA of some kind. Do you really need supplements to bulk up? Absolutely not. What you really need when it comes down to it to bulk up is a surplus of calories. More calories in than what you're burning throughout your day. And vice versa. If you're really looking to lose fat, the biggest thing that you need to remember is less calories consumed than what you're burning throughout your day. Just calories in versus calories out. Simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it. What do you recommend for someone just starting out? Protein, BCAA, and pre-workout. Have you ever tried Bucked Up? Nope, I have not. Talked about mixing pre-workout. Why do I take the supplements I do? Because they help me reach my goals for me personally. Some people, I'm kind of like obsessed or addicted to taking supplements. I like having my pre-workout cocktail. I find that it makes me more effective. And so it all comes down to personal preference and what your goals are. Why no Redcon 1? I've just never tried any Redcon products, but I would be more than happy to. Let's see. Best supplements to give you energy through the gym. That's definitely going to be some sort of pre-workout. Liposide IR, even though it's not necessarily a pre-workout, it's more of what I would call a fat burner. It does have a really great component in it to help you with your workout and staying focused and appetite control, like we talked about before. Cheap and great supplements. When it comes to supplements, you guys, the cheap ones are typically not going to be the good ones. So price-wise, Evogen is fairly expensive, and in my opinion, Alani Nu is also fairly expensive. BPI is a little bit cheaper. They have good supplements. PE Science is kind of in the middle, and so is One Up Nutrition. A lot of these supplements have like sponsored athletes that have all these discount codes. You can find them on Instagram. That's typically what I do when I order these products. But remember that you are going to get out of it what you put into it. So if you're just really trying to stay cheap and, you know, not put in the money's worth, then I would just say just don't even buy the products. Just focus on your diet and doing the best that you can in the gym. Let's see. I think that really covers everything, you guys. That's everything that I take supplement-wise. It's not that complicated, but if there's anything that you feel like I didn't answer in this video, please drop a comment below, hit like and subscribe, reach out to me on Instagram, send me a DM. I'm probably gonna go live here in a minute, so I'll probably be re-answering these questions for you on live. But until next time, you guys, I'll see ya.